everybody, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to make this video about my new hermit crab. So I went to Virginia and I got a hermit crab, and I am going to tell you all about what I did at Virginia, what you can see, and all that stuff. And then I'll tell you about my hermit crab. So I went on vacation to Virginia Beach. It was really fun. I got to go on a dolphin watch. I saw a lot of dolphins. I saw a lot of fish. I made some new friends. But it was a great time. I stayed there for a week. We got free breakfast at the hotel. We got all that stuff, so that was great. And so we had a great time. That was what we did at Virginia, and then we went to a gift shop. I got my hermit crab at the gift shop. I got some new shirt, and I think that's it. So, I had a really fun time. And I would like to go there again. But next year we're going to be going to Siesta Key in Florida. So we kind of like to travel a lot. So next year we're going to go to Siesta Key. So I'm going to introduce you to my hermit crab. Her name is Shelly. And she has a beautiful shell, and she is a great hermit crab. She hasn't pinched me at all. She listens really well. She's very active, so she's a great hermit crab. So I'm gonna get her out of here, but first, you know what? First, I'll show you her cage. So this is her cage here. It says Virginia Beach. She has some rocks, a sponge, and then the palm tree. There used to be sand in here, then a little bit of rocks, but there isn't anymore because I had to change out the sand. Okay, so here is the container, and I will show you Shelly now. So she's sleeping right now. They need a lot of sleep or else they could get hurt, they could die, because pretty much what their life depends on is their sleep. So you got to make sure they sleep a lot. So here she is. My bad. So I don't know what that loud noise was, sorry. Here she is. I'll see if she'll come out. She's not seeming to want to come out. Give me a second. Well, anyway, let's wait for her to come out. I'm not sure why she won't come out. Well, anyway, so the sponge, why there's a sponge in there is because that's what they drink from, okay? They drink from that sponge. They take their little antennas and they drink from it. You always want to keep the sponge wet 24/7, okay, all the time. Oh, she's coming out. Okay, so here she is. So she looks like, okay, I'm going to lean down the phone. Second. So you can see her right here. This is her shell. It's a beautiful shell. She's coming out here. We're going to watch her climb on my desk if she wants to. Alright. So, she is my crab, Shelly. So, back to the sponge. I'm putting her back in her cage here. But back to the sponge. So they drink out of the sponge. Okay, that's how they drink. That's how they get their water. Okay. So why I put sand in there, because if I didn't have to put sand in there, I wouldn't. But it's a good idea to put sand in there because sand is made out of crushed up seashells. And so they eat what's called parasites. They eat the parasites in sand. So if you ever get a hermit crab, and you're most likely to get one at a beach somewhere, I'd go get some sand and put it about maybe an inch or two tall in the tank. And she'll eat the parasites, or she will eat the parasites out of the sand. Okay? So it's a great idea to get sand if you ever get a hermit crab. So my container came with rocks, came with the palm tree, and came with the sponge, and came with the food. Not the sand. I had to go get the sand from the beach, but it came with the food and the palm tree and the rocks and the sponge. But surprisingly, the crab was free, but the container was $10. So container was $10, but the hermit crab was free. So I guess you can get free hermit crabs. There were painted ones and there were non-painted ones. Mine was non-painted. The painted ones were $10. For the small size, I think for the medium size, it was, I think was $14, and then the large was $16. So if you get a painted one, they're depends what size you get, but they're money, a lot of money, quite a bit of money. So Shelly was free because she wasn't painted. It's a girl, by the way. I'm not sure how to tell if they're a girl or a boy, but I just like to make up if they're a girl or a boy. I chose a girl, but I'm gonna put her sponge back in there. She's looking for a sponge. Here you go. Hey, you're laying in the sponge spot. My hermit crab, Shelly, likes to. Give me a second. Okay. My hermit crab, Shelly, likes to go under the sponge and lift up the sponge. So that's kind of weird how she does that. I don't know how she does it. And I found out that if you do like 2 inches of sand or 3 inches of sand, they will dig in the sand and they will dig down there and get all the parasites out of the sand. So you want to change the rocks maybe every 3 or 4 days. I'd change the rocks. You just take them in a bowl or put them in your hands and rinse them out real well. Get all the nasty stuff out of it, all the germs and all that stuff. And then put the rocks back in. I do that every 3 or 4 days. I change the rocks. I rinse them out. I change them about every 3 or 4 days. I think today or tomorrow I'm going to change out her rocks. And rinse them out and get her new ones to clean out her cage. So, and you should clean out her whole cage, get her new food. Well, not new food if she hasn't eaten her food, but you need to get her food. Make sure the sponge is wet 24/7. And also, this is a really important thing you need to make sure you do. The sponge, the only thing they're really picky on is water, okay? They die if they have any other water other than bottled water. So you have to, if you're wetting their sponge, or if you ever get a hermit crab with the sponge, you have to make sure you use bottled water and water that sponge 24/7. Make sure it's wet. I still have to do that today. So that's really all you need to know about hermit crabs. You could find out if it's a boy or a girl somehow. I don't really care. I just make it up myself. But you could try. Okay? I hope you guys are all having a great day and have a great rest of your summers. My school starts in 2 weeks for me. Wait, no. Yeah, I think 1.5 weeks maybe. I think 1.5 weeks. So I go back to school in about 1.5 weeks. So my videos normally are kind of early. So when I go back to school, I stay at school till 3 o'clock. So my videos might not be till late unless I make them early in the morning, which probably not because I try to sleep in best as much as I can on school days. But my videos on the weekend will be earlier because I don't have school on the weekend, of course. Alright, I hope you guys are all having a great day today, and I hope you have a good rest of your week and summer.